On today's episode of Watch Share Go, we talk about all the cars. What is going on, guys? I'm Watch JR Go, and this morning we hit 100,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. It's unbelievable. I didn't think it was gonna show up for months, yet here we are. So there's tons of new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Welcome to the channel. And because everyone's new here, we were gonna do the Geo Tracker. We shot a Geo Tracker video last night, but instead we're gonna go around and introduce you to the entire fleet and maybe decide what I have to sell first now that I have no job and might run out of money. So the first and most important one, this is my 2008 Audi R8 Hefner twin turbo, and I'm so excited. Gabe and I just got everything off the car. If you go back like 2 videos, all that's left is this bolt, and 2 more bolts up there in the cradle, and it comes out. We've got everything disconnected, ready to pull the engine. We have a brand new engine sitting at Gabe's house, a $20,000 brand new crate engine from Audi, and there's lots of stuff to do before the new engine can go in. When Audi ships you an engine, it stops at the injectors. So we have to move the intake over, we gotta move the cats. We got a lot of stuff that has to be transferred over to the new engine, and we're gonna figure all of that out with you guys on video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This thing's super cool. The tune is like 650 horsepower as is, and we're just gonna kind of see where this thing ends up once we get it back together. Really excited about that. Just have some questions to talk to Hefner about and things like that. So while we're in the garage, we'll talk about real quick my, I think, 2009 Ducati 1198 pearl white woodcraft rear sets, Speedy Moto open clutch basket, Speedy Moto like tambourine clutch, TST Industries taillight, and Termignani exhaust. It's very simple, kind of the perfect Ducati setup, and the battery's dead and it hasn't been ridden in about a year and a half. The last thing we did was put Motul 300V in it and take it on a quick on a supercar rally with one of my other Ducatis. That was a lot of fun, but we're gonna get this running, and I think I'm gonna let this go. It should actually be the first thing I let go. I hate letting it sit at this point. We were gonna drain it down and put it inside or something, but instead I think we should just sell the bike. I mean, it's beautiful. It has this awesome pneumatic center stand. It's got the cover. I have all the stock parts. Great bike. Here's Dom the Grom, my 300 swapped Grom. This, of course, came from It's Just a 6. Gavin built it. I finished it off. It's got a brand new Shirai lithium battery, brand new Michelin tires. Love this bike. It's a monster. I have a lot of fun with it. We were going to put it on a standalone, but I'm probably just going to leave it as is or sell it. I don't know. Of course, my 2019 Honda Goldwing, brand new, the one I bought 2 days before I got fired from the day job. And we had some fun, wrapped it in some streetwear camo, and this is a fun bike. I love riding it around. So,
it's a great bike.
Yeah, and then the paint's protected with the wrap.
That's right.
Right here we have my 1994 Z28 Camaro, an LT1 car that is destroyed. Well, it's a long story. You can jump back to the Camaro video. Maybe I'll link it above in a card or something, so you can watch the video of how I got it back after not having it for like 12 years. Fun car, runs and drives, and it's just sitting because I want to do a complete restoration, and it's going to need like $30,000, $40,000. And along with the restoration, we want to do an entire new LT1 drivetrain, the 6th gen Camaro with the 8-speed transmission, and what a swap. I mean, what you have to do to get that engine into this car is mind-blowing. Basically, I have to fab a new tunnel. The cradle's going to have to be rebuilt from scratch, I think. Tons and tons and tons and tons, just unlimited man hours, crazy money in paint. The wheels have to get redone. The dash will need to be transferred from the 6th gen over. I do want to put the 6th gen dash in it with all the instruments. I mean, what I want to do to this car, it's starting over from scratch. And that's why it's really, really on the back burner. I did take the plastic tip off the wheels the other day. This is my 2012 Chevy Volt. It, of course, is a plug-in hybrid. It's amazing. It's a daily. It honestly doesn't get driven much because I've just been riding the Goldwing all the time. I love this car. I've driven it all over the US. There's plenty of videos on the channel. Check them out if you look for a Chevy Volt. We've fixed a bunch of things, window regulators. Chevy fixed the bearing issues. Everything's just been taken care of, and it's really reliable. Love it, and it's usually what I take out if I want a daily. This is my 1994 Subaru Svx. Of course, it is the one from Hoovie's Garage. I bought this from Tyler a little while back, and it's just a solid car. It starts every time. AC blows cold. I need to fix the windows. J&J Auto Parts sent over a complement of parts. Everything I asked for this car, it's all in the back. I just need to do it. So hopefully very soon we'll wrap this car up and sell it. that's probably the first one that's really for sale. I'll get everything done, get a radio in it, I've got both window regulators so we can make them both awesome, and the window switches, I've got a full set to replace those. They sent me everything, trunk struts, it's all there. And it's already straight piped. I mean, what else could you ask for? It's already been vehicle virgined. Right here we have my 1996 Geo Tracker that we took off-roading last night, and I think we broke the bumper. The bumper did not look like that. This thing did some hardcore off-roading last night. We're gonna show that to you in probably the next video. We got it stuck. We high-centered it on the frame. I think I probably did that. So anyway, last night I finished like all of the cosmetic stuff, window cranks, gauge cluster. We just swapped everything in, and then I went and off-roaded it, and it was really good. Super fun. We rebuilt the engine. We replaced everything in the interior. Everything's new. It just needs paint to be perfect, honestly, and wheels and tires still. Here we are at Gabe's house where some of the cars are stashed. This is my 1984 Dodge Rampage, complete Carroll Shelby conversion. It has everything from the Shelby Charger swapped onto it to do the conversion. It's one of, I mean, other people have done it, but this is probably the most complete one in the world other than paint. It's got a Turbo 1 swap. Everything was blueprinted off of another one's firewall, off the Shelby Charger, and then transferred onto this one's firewall. All the factory holes have been drilled and everything's been put in place, like the ECU down in the passenger side footwell and all of that. You can see it's got the Shelby seats. I think the receiver is out of a Plymouth Laser. It has all the Shelby bodywork. I have the rest of it at home. The tires have like 9 miles on them. I pretty much drove it home and haven't really driven it since, other than to bring it over here one time. So yeah, it's ready to go. It needs some paint. I'll probably sell this too. I don't know yet. It's overheating a little bit now, which I found some threads on the Dodge, on Turbo Dodge, and they have some really easy remedies that will probably fix the overheating. That's pretty common with the Turbo one because it's non-intercooled. So that's the story on my 84 Rampage. Here's the brand new long block, straight from Germany for the R8. I'm ready to get that in there. We, of course, I don't know if we even showed the video of opening the box up. Gabe and I did open it up once just to look inside.
It's pretty.
Oh, it's pretty. It's so cool having a brand new engine with all the caps on it, and it's just nice. I'm ready to put that in there. This is Gabe's Opel GT right behind it. We're gonna put that together soon, hopefully. We're gonna assemble that, brand new engine, transmission's all clean. So nice. This is another one of Gabe's Opel GTs, of course. This is the Saturn Sky Redline that used to be on the channel, and now Gabe bought it, drives it around, has fun with it. This is Gabe's 73 Super Beetle for his daughter, and the engine's out, and that's gonna get rebuilt, painted, and put back together soon as well. So hopefully we can get you some Volkswagen content, even though I guess we are giving you Volkswagen Bug content because Audi R8. The clock is still on. This thing's been sitting for months. This is my Honda Helix. I paid $650 for it. I bought it for a very specific project, and then I found out it's pretty fun to ride. But we're gonna ruin that. I get so many comments on that video still, like, when are you gonna work on the Helix? I love this scooter. Like, what's coming up next for the Helix? Well, you guys are not gonna like my plans for the Helix. I bought this for one very specific reason, and it wasn't to ride it, even though I do love it and I do love riding it. It needs wheel bearings, and then it's getting this, which has been sitting forever. I've gotta get it done. This is an empty jet ski shell I bought because it fits exactly on the Helix, and we're going to jet ski out the Helix and go ride it on the street. So I cannot wait. Look at that spider. Look at the size of that guy. I was just about to grab the handlebars and then I saw that.
Hey, buddy.
Oh man, you had to go make him mad.
Well, he's not going swimming.
So anyway, we're gonna cut this jet ski in half. I got this for 50 bucks. So I'll have $700 in this build, and we're going to have our street jet ski and go bombing around. Yes, it's been done before. Yes, I'm talking to Ski Bay about how to do it because he said he'd tell us how to do it. And hopefully we can put something together with him to get this Honda Helix inside this jet ski and go drive it on the street. It's got a perfect place for a tag on the back. We're gonna put lights on it, and this is gonna be my favorite motorcycle to ride. It's a boat, a bigger boat than the Goldwing. So they just repaved my street, and it looks really nice. They didn't really repave it, they just hit it with HA5, which is like a high bond asphalt filler. So now we were walking over to this parking lot over by my house to jump the Volvo, get it running again, and bring it back to the house. I couldn't park on my street for a day. Here is my 2001 Volvo S60 that we just bought that only has like 10 miles on its tires. How do we get new tires on everything? These tires are kind of expensive. Anyway, let's hop in here. I doubt it starts. If it does, I'll be blown away. DED dead. So, under the hood we go. Let's get the old Volvo running. She should start now. All right. I did find out that the air conditioning in this thing rocks.
It is incredible.
It's already cold.
It's impressive because it's been out here for a few days.
I know, I love this thing, man. So we've got a big to-do list for this car. Check out the last videos about the Volvo from just last week if you're interested in that. This is actually one of the fun projects, I think, and I hope it actually makes some good money as well.
Is that the front or the rear?
It's the front struts. Those top hats are just toast. But, all right, the Volvo is home. On to the next cars. Let's hop in something, maybe the Volt, and then hunt down some cars that are at other people's houses. And this is something you guys have never seen on the channel before. I was waiting till the right time to introduce it to you. Another project! This one is actually a family heirloom. It belonged to my grandpa, and he passed this along, and now I have his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 1965 Ford Custom Cab F100, and it needs cleaned up. It's been sitting in a garage for a long time. It's covered in dust, and let's see, we threw gas in the carb and it started right up, but honestly, I mean, it's old. It's a mechanical fuel pump. It's got a 350 in it. It has a C4 in it, and it needs some help. All the seals have gone bad on the transmission. It leaked all of its fluid out years ago. And it needs a new battery. It needs brakes all the way around. Fuel lines probably need cleaned out. We put a fuel pump on it probably 4 years ago. And it's about the last time we drove it. Two-tone, white on ivory, the most beautiful look in the world. Doors that work perfectly, beautiful seats. I do need to have that reupholstered. And this, of course, was built to be kind of like a camper special. This is the intercom for the camper right there. And there's a whole push-to-talk intercom on the dash. There's a Ford factory air setup. I love this car. It smells new. I used to drive this a lot. But I haven't driven it in many years, and I can't wait to drive it again. We're going to go through everything. We'll just rebuild the transmission. The C4 apparently is not too difficult, and my dad was like, just get it out and we'll do the transmission build. I'm like, okay, fine.
How many miles are on it?
How many miles are on it? I don't know, but 3,700 miles. I bet it's been rolled over once. I bet it has 104. Because Grandpa drove this. I've heard plenty of stories about him street racing it back in the day. And he also was one of the original founders of Mid-America Dragway, which is a local drag strip here. And he built tons of the race cars, and I mean, there's still just engines in the shop and all that kind of stuff. Where there's belts for every car in the world, gaskets for every car. But yeah, he built race cars, and this truck is a blast to drive. It's always been perfect. Everything works great. It's all there. It just needs some help after sitting for a few years. So that's the 65 F100. New project on the channel, and it's not a priority. It's like, obviously it has to be done perfectly. We're gonna take our time on it, but at some point we will work on this. This is my 1982, I think, Ford EXP that has basically a brand new engine, Focus wheels from like a 2004 Focus, red interior. It is super pretty inside. I haven't driven it in so long. We spent, what, $5,000 building this or something like that. The engine's new. Every single thing under the hood was new. This spider web is... This is a great car. I would actually like to sell it, but I probably can't because it's part of my collector car policy, and it does drive really nicely. So anyway, that's the 82 EXP, 65 Ford, and we can't forget about my 1994 Mazda Miata that is at Amber's house. And we can't forget about my 2012 Fiat Abarth, my Fiat 500 at Bart. It's at Zach's house because Zach's dailying that, and the Miata is at Amber's house, and there's more bikes at Dad's. And we probably shouldn't forget about my tractor either, my 420C. We're building the engine on that. It's all in parts, it's all brand new, and we're ready to put that together. So, tractor soon, Miata, maybe sell, Fiat, maybe sell. I really enjoy that thing. So we'll see. There's plenty more to fix on the Fiat coming up, the tractor build very soon. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the projects. There's a lot of them. They're kind of all projects. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. And please, if you're not already, like, share, subscribe. Do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. All right, Gabe, you got to see the 65.
I love it.
What do you think? New tag.
Dude, I can't wait to start turning wrenches on this. It is gorgeous.
I love this truck. It's like the nicest, smoothest driving truck
Yeah.
to roll around in. It just works so well. And I think Grandpa did this custom bumper too. It has a pull-out step so you can get in the camper.
I mean, it's really well done.
Yeah, it's all really well done. And he put a toolbox in the side too. So it's got a key for the toolbox. It's like a new Nissan Titan with the side bed toolbox, or I guess the Ram now, but Titan did it first. Full of tools.
Look at that.
Dual bottle jacks.
Yeah.
Tools for everything, 4-way. Look how deep it is too. It runs way back there.
There you go.
That's it, a whole arm length. You can get a lot of stuff in that toolbox.
Yeah.
Better than the Titan, honestly. Anyway, I think that's the whole fleet overview. Did we hit everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Game on.
Word.
Let's work on a tracker.
Mile, 1 mile. Every mile.
And you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just drive you tonight.